They were talking about if we could get Birkins for the Hermès store, and they was also saying how we depreciate the value of a Hermès Birkin bag. And what the? It just makes you want to be like. It just makes you want to brag like. You know who you're talking to, but no, I'm not even gonna take it there.
Luxury bags carefully handcrafted in China. The viral TikToks from Chinese factory workers, the internet is now in a frenzy over claims that some of the most iconic designer bags are actually born in the East.
Got a lot of requests, do Hermès next. And that's why we're here in the Highland Park Mall.
Made in China. Or maybe made in Chile. Oh yeah, that should be a thing, by the way.
The fantasy of luxury fashion might be falling apart, and Cardi B just shook the entire industry with one bold statement. For years, people believed that spending thousands on a designer bag meant they were getting the finest quality and true craftsmanship. A $20,000 purse wasn't just an item, it was a status symbol. But now, a viral TikTok video has revealed something shocking. Many of these so-called luxury goods might not be what we thought. Instead of handmade items created in small European workshops, a factory worker in China recorded footage showing mass production lines, bags being pumped out like fast fashion. The video quickly spread online, and people began questioning everything. Just when the debate exploded, Cardi B jumped in. She didn't sugarcoat it. No press team. No fancy interview. Just a raw, honest comment that made millions stop and think. If the luxury brands we admire are really selling dreams made in bulk, what does that say about the entire $380 billion industry? Are we buying quality? Or just buying into a lie? With one viral clip and one famous voice, the truth might finally be unraveling, and the fashion world may never be the same.
Hermès will charge you 38,000 USD for one bag. That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo. But if you do not care about the logo, you just want the same quality, same material.
In the video, a factory worker calmly exposed a shocking truth about the luxury fashion world. He said that big-name brands like Hermès, Gucci, Prada, Fendi, and Chanel weren't making their products in fancy European studios with skilled craftsmen like everyone thought. Instead, these expensive items were being made in the exact same factory as the cheap knockoffs. He even showed rows of designer bags that looked just like the ones sold for thousands of dollars, all stamped with famous logos and ready for shipping. Made in France, tags were just being stuck on, like stickers. Soon, more videos popped up. Other workers and creators started sharing similar proof. TikTok became the place where people began to question everything about luxury. What they discovered wasn't glamour, it was mass production. For many, it felt like finding out the magic was fake. The truth was out, and it couldn't be hidden anymore.
So, Hermès has put out a response to China, and they have like a video in a factory sort of showing people trying to show that they're actually the ones who are making the bags in a factory somewhere in France.
She put the finishing touches on a Kelly, the most difficult bag to build. It starts with 30 distinct cuts of leather and can take 20 hours to complete, 4 hours for just the handle. There are no manuals or cheat sheets. Artisans rely on their training and muscle memory to make every bag.
Then Cardi B jumped into the conversation, loud, real, and completely fed up with the nonsense. Under a viral TikTok that showed a worker putting together what looked like an Hermès Birkin bag, Cardi left a comment that instantly caught everyone's attention. She said, Hermès should just show how they make their bags. If everything's real, then there's no problem showing the factory, right? It was classic Cardi, straightforward and no filter. The internet lit up. Some fans were stunned. Others praised her for keeping it honest. A few people tried to call her out, saying, "Weren't you just showing off Birkins on Instagram last month?" But Cardi didn't back down. She responded by saying, people deserve to know the truth about what they're spending their money on. And coming from someone who owns a huge Birkin collection, that truth hit harder.
If we're talking crap.
Wow! Ooh, I can't go see you, beautiful baby.
This wasn't just a random comment. Cardi B's words hit different. Her statement felt like the final push for a movement that had already been building. When someone like Cardi, who has made a name for herself through designer looks and luxury fashion, starts to question the industry, it's a major red flag. If she's having doubts, then the entire luxury system might be falling apart. Luxury fashion has never been just about nice clothes and handbags, it's an entire empire. Hermès is one of the biggest names in that world, with some of their rare bags selling for up to $500,000. The luxury fashion industry as a whole is worth around $380 billion. But in 2024, things started to shift. The market dropped by 2%. That might not sound like much, but for an industry of this size, it's a serious shakeup. China, which once made up almost half of luxury purchases, now only represents 12%. A lot of younger shoppers, especially Gen Z, are ditching expensive Western brands for homegrown labels. These new brands offer honesty, value, and none of the smoke and mirrors. People don't want to just look rich, they want to feel smart about what they buy. And things got worse after the viral TikToks and Cardi B's bold take. Trust in big-name fashion houses started to crack. People weren't just asking, "What am I buying?" but, "Why am I even buying this?" The accusations kept coming. One factory owner didn't hold back. He claimed that 80% of Gucci and 60% of Prada products are made in China, right in the same factories luxury brands pretend don't exist. Videos even showed what looked like real Hermès bags being made there, same stitching, same leather, same parts influencers brag about in their unboxing videos. Then came the moment that really shook people, a side-by-side comparison between a $25,000 Birkin bag and a $200 dupe. They looked identical. Same thread. Same factory. The only thing that separated them was the story behind the label. That's when the internet lost it. "Are we buying handbags or fairy tales?" one person asked. Because if the bags are real, but the brand is silent, who's telling the truth? And just as things couldn't get crazier, Tanner Leatherstein stepped in with a bombshell.
I have spent over $100,000 of my own money dissecting luxury bags, cutting them open, analyzing every stitch, every layer. Why? Because I had to know what made those bags so expensive.
Tanner Leatherstein isn't just another face on TikTok, he's a leather expert and a real problem for luxury brands. He made a name for himself by doing something no one expected, cutting open high-end designer bags on camera and showing the world what's actually inside. People were shocked when he revealed that many of these luxury items weren't as special as we've been told. Tanner exposed Chanel for using cheap plastic-coated metals instead of gold. He opened up Louis Vuitton bags and found weak stitching that probably wouldn't hold up for long. But what truly shook people was what he discovered when he took apart a Birkin bag from Hermès. The Birkin, which is supposed to cost $38,000, only took about $600 to make, and that included good leather and solid hardware. There was no gold, no diamonds, nothing rare. Just a well-marketed product sold under the illusion of exclusivity. Tanner didn't just analyze one or two bags, he went through dozens. And his final judgment? Most of them were overpriced disappointments wrapped in branding. What shocked people more than the findings was how silent these luxury companies stayed. Hermès didn't release a statement, post on social media, or try to defend themselves at all. And in today's world, silence like that says a lot. People noticed. Influencers noticed. Even fashion writers began asking the question, if Hermès has nothing to hide, why not show how these bags are really made? Meanwhile, creators kept digging and posting more videos. The internet started turning on these once revered fashion houses. Influencers began deleting old unboxing videos and removing luxury brand names from their content. For the first time, showing off designer labels felt like endorsing a lie instead of a dream. Luxury isn't just about the item, it's about what it represents. Brands like Hermès don't just sell bags, they sell a lifestyle, an image of class and uniqueness. Each Birkin is marketed as handcrafted perfection. Every stitch is supposed to be done by a skilled artisan in a Parisian workshop. But if what we've seen on TikTok is real, then the truth is much less glamorous. These bags are coming off assembly lines in huge factories, with price tags inflated by clever storytelling and exclusivity myths. People feel misled. Some feel cheated. Others are flat out angry. This isn't just about overpriced products, it's about trust. And once trust is broken, it's almost impossible to fix. That's where Cardi B comes in. She's not just a rapper or a celebrity, she's a voice for everyday people, and she knows how to speak in a way that makes people pay attention. When Cardi commented on the TikTok showing Hermès bags being assembled in China, her words hit hard. Hermès should just show how they make their bags. If everything's real, then what's the problem? It was blunt, honest, and loud, just like Cardi. And that single comment echoed louder than any headline could. Fans listened. Critics listened. Even other celebrities started watching more closely. Cardi wasn't just venting. She was speaking for everyone who ever dreamed of owning a luxury bag, saved up for months, maybe even years, only to realize they might have been paying for a name, not quality. She made it okay for people to ask questions, to stop pretending everything that sparkles is gold. This could be the moment the luxury world feared most. Not just a scandal, but a breakdown of the entire illusion. For years, brands have sold a fantasy. Now, people are waking up and asking, what are we really buying? Generation Z especially doesn't buy into these old-fashioned ideals. They care about honesty, sustainability, and real value. They don't want empty status, they want purpose. Social media users, fashion watchdogs, and everyday consumers are now holding brands accountable in ways glossy magazines never could. One leaked video, one whistleblower, one honest TikTok, and the whole house of cards starts falling down. So what's next for the world of luxury fashion? Maybe a reset. Maybe a reckoning. Brands like Hermès may survive, but they'll have to evolve. The future of luxury won't be built on secrecy, it'll be built on truth. Shoppers now want to see where their things are made. They want to know who made them. And they want receipts, not just paper ones, but proof of value. Hermès can try to repair the damage, but the mystique is gone. The curtain has been pulled back. And once you've seen behind it, you can't unsee it. People remember. They talk. They warn others. Cardi B didn't start this conversation, but she helped take it to the next level. She didn't whisper, she shouted. And the world listened. Her voice gave power to millions of others who felt something was off but didn't know how to say it. Now they know. Her message wasn't just a clapback, it was a challenge. If it's real, prove it. And that challenge shook the industry. How many people dreamed of Birkins and Kellys, only to now wonder if they've been fooled? If those $25,000 bags are made in the same places as $250 knockoffs, what are we really paying for? That's not just about price, it's about principle. This whole mess isn't just a scandal, it's a spotlight on a long-running lie. 1. Where big fashion labels use tradition and storytelling to hide questionable practices. Where luxury became more about branding than real craftsmanship. But now the story is falling apart. We've seen court documents, whistleblowers, and viral videos that all point to one uncomfortable truth: luxury, in many cases, is just marketing wrapped in leather. And the final thread holding it all together? It's snapping. We're stepping into a new era, one where people care more about the journey of a product than the logo on it. An era where honesty means more than hype. Will Hermès and others survive? Maybe. But they'll never shine the same way again. What about you? After everything you've heard, would you still buy a Hermès bag? Or do you feel like luxury has been exposed for what it really is? Drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe, and stick around for more stories that lift the veil on fame, fashion, and the truths they never wanted you to see.